So yeah, I recommend everyone play this game so you can actually understand how hard the physics are. What Nero made look so easy is not easy. Just have to trust me on this. Thanks for the run, Nero. Really good
Yeah,
stuff.
thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out and putting on a demonstration of really hardcore. And he's gonna play a game about the incredible crash test dummies.
Indeed. Indeed I am. I am one of 2 people who have run this game.
I'm scared. That's really all I have to say.
It is an LJN game, so should be scared to some extent. To be honest though, of LJN games, this is probably on the better end.
Now, while we're getting the audio set up here, I do believe there was a short-lived Incredible Crash Test Dummies cartoon, and is that what this is based off of?
I think it's just based off the toys themselves, but I'm not sure, honestly. I think it was a very short-lived cartoon, but I'm honestly not sure. I just grew up with the game.
I'm so sorry.
Like I said, it's not a completely terrible game. It really isn't. Trying to get mumble adjusted here, sorry.
Apparently I need to speak so we can balance out mumble.
Yeah.
LJN kind of an infamous company back in the early to late 90s for some games they made that weren't necessarily very good.
Yep, pretty much. There's actually a SNES and I think Genesis version. I think those are essentially the same one, and they are very, very different and much worse than what this one is.
I think I'm actually thinking of the SNES version of this game.
The SNES version of the game, you get into levels and they give you limited ammo for wrenches that you have to throw, and every level has a different pattern that the wrench throws in. Like, it could swirl around you and then go off in whatever direction it feels like or something. It's really dumb. This one is not that.
I feel like Fiesel actually ran that at one point. But anyway, it sounds like we're ready to go whenever you are.
Yeah. Starts when I hit start on one-player game, so, I'll count you down now. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so Incredible Crash Dummies, let's go! That right there is one of the reasons that I wanted to run this game. They're just really fast and long damage boosts that speed it up throughout the game. Physics in the game, like you have slope jumping, that will affect your height if you stay on the slope too long. The weapon that I'm using is just some sort of freeze gas. That's pretty much the only weapon I'll be using. And it does what it says, it freezes enemies. Alright, good. It's pretty tight damage boost there. I'll actually use the slope here to my advantage. Didn't quite get it. If I jump at the right time there, I actually do a small hop, because it applies slow physics to me as I'm coming down the slope. But I only have a few frames to have that happen, otherwise I do a full jump. Alright, I needed to concentrate a bit there. Alright, we're out of the first level. There are a few cutscenes in this game that I can't skip at all. This is one of them. The plot of this game is you have Vince and Larry, who I'm playing as. Vince is the gray one, or I guess white one, and Larry is the other one that I'm about to play as. And we're supposed to rescue Spare Tire and Daryl from the Junk Man. And right now I'm also rescuing our dog Bumper, because he got kicked down into the sewers. So we're going after them into the sewers. They also have green flies in here. Really sickly.
So it looks like you're playing a different character in this level?
Yes, you have two characters to play as. Oh jeez. That's not good. Sorry. You have very few iframes. I'll have to get some extra health then, that's fine. But you have, yeah, two characters. One on the wheel, which is Vince, and then Larry is this guy who walks instead. And they do play differently in the fact that Vince bounces after every jump on the ground. Versus Larry, he, you know, is on his feet, so he doesn't. So I have to account for that in the Vince levels for when I can and cannot jump. Oh, alright, that's fine. Didn't quite get my jump off. Oh jeez. This game also likes to eat your inputs every once in a while, so that's part of the reason why I took a lot of damage in that last stretch there, is it wouldn't let me jump when I was supposed to. But I'll be fine. So if I just take this spot kind of slow, the raindrops just fall in front of me, and it's not hard to avoid them. So there was Bumper in that cage there. I have to go up here to get its key to the cage. It's protected by an astronaut for whatever reason. An astronaut in the sewers. So we're gonna go use our oil now that I picked up, which is a long-range projectile and actually does damage. Only takes 5 hits. Water is very dangerous, because if I touch the water, even just slightly, I die. Alright, I got the early cycle on Bumper. You can unlock the cage that he's on either the left or the right side, just depending on how fast you get over to him. So I hope to get him on the left side so he clears the screen faster. If you actually read through the text on this game, there are a bunch of puns that they add throughout it. In light of what the crash dummies are. Okay, I gotta be a little careful here because the bombs, okay. The bombs, do that right there. They make me lose my head. When I lose my head, I have reverse controls now, so I have to account for that on the fly sometimes, just given that sometimes, once in a while, the bombs will not get rid of the head, and so I have to just be ready for both inputs at the same time. So the reason I kind of jumped, or went back a little bit there in the middle of that jump, is I have to have momentum to make some of these jumps to get high enough. Alright. And I wouldn't have been able to make it had I stopped. I'd have to get a bit more momentum, and it's a little tricky to get it there otherwise. You also notice that there are these rockets lying around every once in a while, and they do speed you up, but they actually cause more harm than good in this run, just because of the tight areas you have to go through. It makes it so that it's kind of impossible to navigate through stuff quickly. It just makes you slow down more than anything. So here's this minigame that's really awful. This is probably one of the worst spots in the entire game, because if I miss these, I have to restart the whole thing. Okay, the fourth one is the hardest. Alright, we got it. Now we're in the fun house, where everything likes to kill us all at once. I'm going to use this boxing glove to push me all the way up to the top. It is incredibly faster to do that for a couple of these sections, because right there, had I gone up the normal way, I would have had to have gone all the way to the left and then back over to the right and then gone all the way to the left to make it all the way up to the top, so it's really slow to do it the normal way. Alright. So they actually become really useful in those few spots. Same with that one there, I would have to go all the way to the left. There unfortunately is not one here, I actually have to climb up. I gotta be careful now here, because if I get knocked into the ceiling with one of those, I do lose my head again. This right here is a leg upgrade, and by leg upgrade, I mean when I use it, I actually lose my legs, but I gain invincibility for it, so we use it in certain spots of the run so that I can just plow through enemies and not have to worry about them. Okay, we're out of this level. That right there, I have actually died on the end level. I don't know how, but I got like stuck on the wall on some subpixel after that, and it just killed me automatically. Alright, so this is kind of where the run starts. It will definitely start on the next level, if not here. Warehouse has some pretty terrible spots in it, casually. These things, as you saw in the first level, will knock you back ridiculously. The blue ones also fire a projectile at you if you don't get to them fast enough and freeze them, so I have to try and avoid that. Okay. But again, I can abuse the knockback to go a lot faster. Jump, please. Thank you. You also see these balloons lying around. I want to avoid those at all costs. Those are supposed to help you jump easier, but they slow you a lot, including your falling speed. So it just slows you down a ton for no reason when you can make all the jumps anyway. So I avoid them where possible. Oh, jeez. Okay, that works. Alright, so here's the first instance of this leg upgrade. Lose my legs and just kind of spin my way through everything. Didn't quite get that. Alright, that's fine. Why am I switching weapons? I don't need to. I'm gonna grab this just in case. Okay, made that cycle, made that, didn't quite make that one. I don't know what guarantees me actually going underneath those, or not. But sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. I just hope that I don't get, hit by the sand that drops. This right here is, if not for the second to last level, this would easily be the worst level in the game. The docks are absolutely awful in every way. Casually in a speedrun, like, this just sucks. Because like I said, if I touch the water, like, even if I'm on the same level of it, it just kind of sucks me in and I'm dead. So I have to really make sure that I jump across everything. Otherwise I could game over really easily, and if I game over, that's the end of the run because it takes me to the beginning of the game. So I should not game over. Okay, that's the first part done. The music in this game I don't find to be all that bad, to be honest. The only track that I find to be bad is that one that was at the Switch game, and what's going to be on the next level as well. It's the same tune. The other ones I all find actually to be pretty good tracks. So right there I had to change my input on the D-pad mid-air because I gained my head back, so my controls went back to normal. It's a lot it's more important that I get that there because the other spot I get it is right here, and which is over a gap, so that makes it really tricky for me to not die. Alright, we got a boss fight here. This is the music, I guess I should say. This is the worst. This song is terrible. Oh no! Oh, that I have never seen that in my life.
Yeah, that's a hole.
That's a yeah. That happened apparently. Okay. Well, we saved Daryl. Now we gotta find spare tires still. Okay, I cannot believe that happened. At least deaths are really quick in this game. This level is pretty bad. There's a lot of stuff. Pretty much everything here knocks you back, so I have to freeze it. There's a couple of spots that it's really, really important that I freeze them, otherwise I have to redo a lot of the level because it knocks me back into earlier parts of the stage due to gaps. I keep trying to switch weapons, and I'm not sure why. I don't switch weapons till the very end of this stage, so I'm not sure why I'm doing that, but I am, so... Alright. That guy is such a troll! Okay. Another thing with the rocket is if I have a rocket and I run into a wall, I lose my head, so I have to be careful with that as well. Like, if I'm actually holding a directional input. Ooh, I'm probably gonna get hit here. I didn't get hit, alright. This is the worst jump in the game right here. Okay. It is much better than getting the balloon, though. To do the jump. Alright. Hold that a little safe. So the reason I can tell between the monster cones and... Okay, hello? Enemy? Enemy? Okay. I have to have that guy spawn, otherwise I'll fall back into that hole and have to redo that whole area again. But anyway, the cones, if they have one stripe, it's an enemy. If they have two, it's the ones I pick up. Once I get 50 cones, I actually get an extra life, so that actually comes really handy for the next stage. The next stage I could very easily game over in. There's only 2 stages left, but this next stage has pits everywhere with stuff with knockback everywhere. It's it's pretty bad. Alright, well there's spare tire trying to make a break for it. This is the longest cutscene. Even if it costs me an arm and a leg, even though I sacrificed my legs multiple times in this run. Alright. Junkman's hideout, convenient sign pointing me to it. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna use these spikes to go up really fast, and then just up and over everything. But take a lot of damage in the process. Like I said, everything can kill you so easily in this level. It's... Okay. That's not good. It's gonna put me on the left side, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. As long as I get put on the right side somewhere, I think I'll be fine. This is one spot where I am gonna grab a rocket, because there's not really anything to hinder me from using it. Just a big open area. Okay, I'm waiting for that enemy there. Because again, everything here has knockback. Grab this last leg upgrade, and then use the second to last one here. Oops, jumped a little too early. Those crushers make these areas really, really slow. Okay. Okay, Okay, this is the hardest part of the game coming up right here. I need to try and get across and then get far enough in on the left or on the right side of the screen that it spawns me on the right side of the screen after I take an intentional death. Or that'll happen. I didn't jump correctly, so it put me on the right side. Okay, we're fine. Actually, that put me in the middle. That's a new one. Usually it puts me on the left side of the screen, like a couple spots back. That's a new one. Interesting. Alright, so the last stage here, I have to fight Junkman. Fighting him is pretty RNG heavy, as to if I can actually move that weight above him or not. I need that triangle up there to turn red, because right now it takes a whole bunch of hits for me to do this and it's not really effective. So if it's red though, then I can fire at it right away, but okay, good. Now just stay that way until I finish. Alright, time's coming up here. Alright, here we go. Time.
Well, that was interesting for
Yeah.
sure. I'm still stuck up from the point where you maced an elephant. That happened.
Oh yeah, yeah. You an elephant that has no body, no less.
Looks like it was 1754.
1754. All right, I'll take a 17. I have the world record on this with a 1728 as of a couple weeks ago. I got a 1748 in Best of Nest. So the fact that I got two 17s in marathons makes me really happy.
Yeah, it sounds like a really good time. You did mention that you were one of only 2 people to ever run this. I have to know, who else?
Extra guy. Extra guy is the other person. He actually ran it a year before me. He did a run in 2014. And was working on it. And started running it, and I beat his record by over 2 minutes at this point, so... And as far as I know, nobody else has run it. Let's see what my score is. 18... not... Alright, that's actually a decent score. The highest I've had is like 193,000 something, so that's a decent score. All right then.
All right, yeah. No,
I really hope you guys enjoyed Crash Dummies on the NES.
that was certainly something. Thank you for coming out and running Crash Test Dummies for us,
Yeah.
BT.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
So as a quick reminder, this is JRTA2, a community-driven speedrunning marathon to raise money for 2 of our Japanese friends and runners, Bacord and Ohan, to come to AGDQ, where both of them have confirmed runs. We've actually already reached our goal of $4,500, and at this point, we are just raising money for